Bugonia from Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm a big fan of Yorgos' films, going back to My Best Friend and Kineta, also of course Dogtooth, which is his major break out to the English-speaking film community, and 2011's Alps is, I think, a fairly strong and slightly underrated or underseen picture. I really like The Lobster, and even more so The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which is possibly his best film up to that point. The Favourite then superseded it in 2018, impressing even more than Dogtooth had initially. I was quite fond of Poor Things. I enjoyed the rather tasteful inclusion of computer graphics within an otherwise award season sort of feature, without it being a blockbuster or more straightforward genre work either. I didn't see Kinds of Kindness, although it seems like the kind of film that I would like a lot. Moving on to 2025's Bugonia. Incredible cinematography, some of the best I've seen in this decade, possibly the most I have enjoyed one of Lanthimos' films, which is quite the tall order. I found out that this is a remake of a 2003 South Korean film which I quite like, called Save the Green Planet, directed by one Jang Jun-hwan. Bugonia could be one of the Best Picture nominees I admired most released during this century thus far. Immensely entertaining, admirable from a purely filmic perspective, an enjoyable script, and likeably topical, it is certainly one of the more enjoyed films from my perspective released during 2025. Other films I want to give praise to include 28 Years Later, 8, Fantastic Four First Steps, David Attenborough's Ocean, Shifty, Sinners, Sorry Baby, and documentaries related to the Gaza genocide, including Palestinians Don't Need Sidewalks, Gaza Doctors Under Attack, the Palestine Laboratory, and The Settlers. Prospective criticism of Bugonia includes that it may not offer enough or any conclusions to our troubled world, is for rich American East Coast, perhaps liberals to chuckle at and drink wine and pretend to be progressive because they think they hate conservatives or whatever, that it is an attempt at a clever satire from people who are too jaded to appreciate any effort at one, and I'm almost in that camp, I won't deny it, or that it is new and didn't come out before they were actually born. I just loved it as a piece of cinema, mostly assessed in a vacuum. As a film of the moment, it funneled a lot of the presumably distinct facets of our contemporary moment and delivered a fun black comedic farce concerning these ingredients. And if it transcends that, it is more in being watchable, in making me annoyed at the quality of its photography, than in changing my perspective of the world. But from a purely compositional perspective, this is almost as much as I have been impressed by any 2025 release of the features which I have viewed so far.